All right. And we're back. You know how we do. This is the warm up. I got my girl PH here, Paula Harrison Hill. Hey, come on. Hey. Hey, 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 hey. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, breathe in, breathe out. Oh, yeah. Don't that feel good? Don't that feel good? It's been a minute. It feels good to be back up in here. Got my girl here. We are so excited to have Paula Harrison Hill in this building today. I wanted to do something special. You know, this is my first podcast for a little bit. Took a little hiatus and all that good stuff. So my girl put me on her schedule. Because you know, when we get older, we gotta schedule stuff now. We can't just pop up and plan and jump and do. So I just want to welcome Paula to Rad for Real Talk, and I've been so excited about today. Paula has been my homegirl for 17 years. I'm gonna give you a little background history.
That deserves an air horn too, because it's a long time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hard to find good people these days.
That's
right?
true.
And Paula and I met at Norfolk State in our master's program.
The first one.
The first one. First master's. That's right. We both have two. God is good. But so we met, at NSU, and man, let me tell you, I gotta give Paula, you know what? I gotta say thank you. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
One of the amazing things you did. Introduced me to MAC makeup.
That was me?
Yeah, girl.
I thought you introduced me to it.
No, you put me on it. You put me on it. Yes.
It's crazy. I don't even use it no more.
That's crazy. Well, I do, and I'm so thankful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, man. Me and PH have been through a lot. We've grown into adulthood. And she is also a therapist like myself in the field. So we both share some of the same, struggles and just living life on life's terms and trying to navigate while everybody else waits on us to help step in and help them with their stuff, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're going to get into a little bit about, being a therapist, what it's like, the real, raw, uncut. PH don't hold nothing back.
Okay.
We're going to get into that, and we're going to get into just some life stuff as well. So y'all help me welcome my girl, PH, one more time. PH.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
So let's kind of get started, PH. Let's talk about therapy. Let's start there.
Okay.
All right.
So like what it is, or
no? Let's talk about what got you into the field. Why did you choose to be a therapist? What made you go there?
So first of all, I didn't really choose it. I feel like it chose me. And that sounds really cliche, but
No.
I feel like it chose me. So I'm a take a little tangent and I'm gonna bring y'all back. So I really don't think that at 17 and 18 we should be making life decisions on what we're gonna do for the rest of our lives.
That's good.
However, that's the way that American society is, and so we just kind of bought into it. But I had intentions to get a biology degree or a nursing degree. And I had a scholarship when I went to Norfolk State, and that was my intention. I took an intro to psychology class my freshman year, and I was like, this is really interesting. But I also, I guess like before I knew what it was, I guess I was adjusting and struggling to adjust to college.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom kind of noticed that. And so she was like, I think you need to see somebody. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, she sent me to a therapist, and I uncovered a lot of stuff about me, about my family, just so many things. And I was like, I think I want to make a turn. And that's how that happened. So got my bachelor's in psychology. Then, of course, the first master's, again, community and clinical at NSU. And that's how I met Shaniqua.
Yes.
We've had some laughs. We've had some cries.
Yes.
We've done, crying and laughing together. And so
remember that time at Kville, sorry, I got to put this in here. I'm sorry,
Yes,
y'all.
I know exactly what time you about to
Look,
reference.
let me tell you something. Me and Paula, we worked hard, but we knew how to play. Sometimes it was necessary. So we used to hang out at the spot called Kville. We were regulars in there.
Rest in peace, Kville.
Yes, rest in peace, right? So me and Paula was just going through life stuff. Both of us like at the same time. And we was in school at the same time and all this going on. Yep, working, trying to, manage everything. And me and her decided to go sit at the bar at Kville. Man, we sitting there sipping. Next thing you know,
we crying.
Sitting at the bar.
Like, we should have just stayed home. Thankfully, nobody noticed.
Right, yeah.
But,
yeah.
And after we cried, I think we was like, did we really go to the bar and cry?
We had a good time with it, though, didn't we?
Man, we were stressed.
Yes, we
were stressed. And so I think that kind of ties into our stories of learning what's going to happen as you become a therapist, as you operate in the field as well. Yep. So I feel like those were fortifying moments.
Yes, absolutely.
So long story short, that's how I got into the field. And then, so we referenced First Masters.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because I can't speak for Shaniqua, but I did not do the research on what it would take to actually do therapy in Virginia.
I didn't either.
And so, I'm thinking, I can do everything with the master's I just got at NSU. And no disrespect to NSU, like this is my fault for not researching. We had to go through K-CREP accredited programs. We had to get 60 credit hours of our education on top of, after we graduate, residency in the beautiful state of Virginia.
Yes.
That, oh my Lord. So it's a sacrifice. We made sacrifices to be in this field and do what we do. We lost time. We lost money. We lost sleep. During the process of getting my master's, I lost my father. So, and unfortunately for me, him seeing me finally fulfill that dream and that goal, he was not able to see, but I still pursued it.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is just a perfect analogy of how life is going to continue to happen. And as a therapist, you don't really get stopped.
Yep.
I feel like that kind of started on a high note and went down. I didn't mean to do that.
No,
but
it's natural. It's supposed to. No, but
Okay.
it's real rap for real talk.
Yeah.
That's what we doing, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And let's park right there. Let's
Okay.
park right there because people don't realize, although we're operating, and calling and stuff like that, purpose is not easy.
Mm-mm.
It's frustrating. It'll
It's
make
painful.
you angry. It hurts. Yes, absolutely. It is a lot. It is a lot. And this is a sacrificial field.
Big time.
And people don't really understand. People don't understand that, I don't think, PH, because at the end of the day, we are that profession where we have to put everything down to focus
Help
on everybody
somebody
else.
Yeah.
To literally focus on somebody else.
Yeah.
And it does not matter what you're going through.
Mm-mm.
How did you navigate life, would you say, when life was life and still trying to show up,
Man.
For everybody else to do our job?
So you talking about before getting licensed or during or all of that?
Before
during,
and then
after?
during and then now, like all of it.
Before, how did I do that? I don't know. I honestly don't know because I know there were a couple of times. So I take that back. Once I got into my residency, the place I was working, I met some really good individuals. And we kind of worked through everything together, not just like our jobs, but I was able to, lean on them. I found sisterhood with them as well. So that was a strength. That was kind of, something, again, one of those fortifying moments. But there were times where I also kind of realized I need to learn what my limits are. And then I did not really, I didn't really know until something happened. Then it was like, okay, now you got to pay attention to this. And so I just want to double back. I mentioned in the beginning when I got my master's, I was having like an adjustment period. It was depression. I was diagnosed with depression when I was 19. And I mean, it's still there. I have still to this day moments of ups and downs. Thankfully, more ups than downs
Yes.
at this point. But of course, when you're young, you think you know everything and you kind of go your own way. And they put me on medicine. I took it for a while. Then I was like, I ain't taking that mess. And I learned, you know, at this big age, like you got to take your meds.
Yeah.
And so navigating my profession, navigating my family, my friends, and just life in general, while trying to be a therapist, while also managing a diagnosis. When I look back, I'm grateful for the journey, but I remember in the moments it was like nothing made sense until after the fact. If that makes sense.
That's my saying. As a matter of fact, I got it on the back of my t-shirt.
For real.
Life makes sense backwards.
Yeah, because it does. That's why people say hindsight is 20/20.
Yep.
Because it's like, okay, I had to go through this and now it makes sense why I'm doing this. And I can say now at 40, look, you're going to be there soon.
Conversation for later. This coming. It's coming. We about to talk about that. Yeah.
But yeah, I can say now, looking back to 19 and 25 and 30 and just the different things I went through, I can see what God was doing in me. I could also see what he was doing through me. And he's continuing to do stuff like that. But how did I cope? I really think it was my circle. I know it was God for sure, but also learning I can't do what everybody else does. So just because somebody can see, I don't know, 40 clients a week and they're not burnt out don't mean I can.
There you go. That's right.
And learning to not be upset with myself because I couldn't do that. But there was a lot of that in the beginning because I know. I just thought, well, everybody else doing it. You know, that's just the thing to do. And my brain and my body said, hey, you ain't like everybody else. So sit the fuck down.
I like that. I like that, PH. That's good, though. That's well said. You know what that made me think about? It made me think of, like, you know, sometimes as I used to be, would you say I was a social butterfly back in the day? You think so? Okay, I was a social butterfly.
Compared to me, absolutely.
Compared to you?
Yeah.
You was right there with me.
Because you were the social one.
Okay.
I didn't have to be social because you were.
Yeah, I got you. Isn't it funny? But things change, you know, and now I'm at a place where if everybody going here, there, or to a, sometimes I just don't, I used to make myself do it. Then I wanted to. But as as I've gotten older, I just don't feel like it.
Nope.
You know, and here's the other thing, and I said it earlier, purpose is exhausting.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we do what we do, you have to have the boundaries up to protect yourself.
Yes.
You know, I call it self-preservation, where I can't operate in what God has called me to do if I'm burnt. I'm not doing what I'm supposed. Then that steps into disobedience. You know, because I'm not putting the boundaries up to preserve myself. Out here thinking I'm Superwoman.
Yeah.
And trying to save the world and trying to be there for everybody and trying to please everybody and go to every event.
Nope.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm not trying to be funny, but I know me.
Yep.
You know, and I like that, PH, because that's wisdom learned.
Yeah. And I was just talking about with just workload.
Yeah.
But you're right. Even with social events and things I'm invited to, or, oh, this is happening, we should do it. And it's like, I'm taking time to actually think, is this something I want to do, or am I doing it because I'm expected or because someone wants me there? And I have become now more comfortable saying, you know what, I'm going to pass. And it's not personal. Sometimes I'm tired.
Yes.
And I just would like to enjoy the air conditioning in my house.
Yes.
Sometimes I just don't have it in me because so first of all, Shaniqua mentioned being social. When we were in grad school the first time, we were in our 20s. So, you know, being out and about, going out and partying, so to speak, that was kind of like, that's just what you did.
Yep.
And it became habitual. And in our 30s, we still did it a little bit, but it dwindled. And now it's non-existent.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I've been in like a party club situation.
Me either.
And I can't remember the specific date, but I know when I did, I was like, I'm ready to go home. Matter of fact, it was homecoming.
Oh, wow.
I had a great time. I was having a great time, but about 8:45, my social battery was like, womp womp. And I was ready to go home. And I made the mistake of not driving. So I
Oh,
had to
yeah.
wait for someone to leave so I could go home.
Yeah.
Um, and this is gonna sound bad. Thankfully, but not thankfully, one of the friends that I was with, Shayna.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, her son got injured, so she had to leave, and I think
Oh,
she took me home.
dang.
So of course I'm sorry, and he's better now, thank goodness.
Okay,
Matter
good.
of fact, freshman
Good.
at Norfolk State on the
Good.
football team.
Okay,
Go Cam.
Go Cam. And Shayna is also a therapist.
Yes.
Shayna is
Shayna
Simmons, right?
Mhm,
Simmons.
She's at LCSW.
Yes, so you can look her up. She's awesome as well.
Yes, she's great. So, but yeah, looking back a year later, he's healed. He's doing what he
Good.
wants to do at NSU, and Shayna is thriving as well. But I just remember,
Mm-hmm.
I think she brought me home because she had to go take care of her baby. But yeah, I don't have the social battery that I used to, or that I used to force myself to have.
Yes.
15 some years ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So because of what we do, in our working hours, I'm very specific and intentional about what I'm going to do with my off time now.
Yep. There you go. And you know what? It feels good to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I don't want to leave the house, I'm not leaving, and I'm all right with that. And sometimes it's almost like an identity crisis, where it's like, dang, what's up? What happened to me? You ever feel like that?
Sometimes. Matter of fact, I had a moment like that after Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a cookout out of town with like my significant other's college friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're good people. And happened to meet a young lady who was just telling me about all these different books she was reading and stuff. And I had been wanting to get back into reading since 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2021, I was like, I'm going to read 15 to 30 books this year. Child, I read one. And so she was like, well, maybe you just haven't found, the genre you like. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what I like anymore. Because when I was a kid, I used to remember the Goosebumps?
Oh, I used to love those.
I don't want to read that now.
Yeah, not now, right.
I don't even watch horror movies anymore.
Right.
And that's something in like high school and college, like all the Screams and the Final Destinations and stuff. You couldn't pay me to go see that stuff now. But anyway, she introduced me to an author, Kennedy Ryan. And that's who I put you on to.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And I downloaded Audible again, and they had a promo like 99 cents for 3 months.
Okay.
So I started listening to that, and I was like, oh, this is good. And it was like I couldn't get enough. I called my mom one day because my mom is notorious for listening to a book.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Always has been.
Always listening to a book. And I was like, I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
I get it now. And I called her, and she laughed so hard. She was like, wow, you really old. But it's peaceful.
Yeah.
It's peaceful now. So, but no, I do kind of wonder, like, dang, is this 40? Is this maturity? Or is this just, I'm a therapist and I give a lot of myself all the time, personally and professionally, and this is what I do to refill?
That's good.
But I don't have the answer. It could be all of those.
Yeah, that much is true. And we're going to get to that 40 thing, because I need some help with this thing.
I can't help you.
I need some help with this thing. Let me ask you this, PH.
Mm-hmm.
Being a therapist, do you ever have people, something that really annoys me, it can be frustrating, where you ever have people that'll say, you're not at work, I'm saying, you're not at work now, you can, just chill, like based on the things that you're saying. Like where it's like, this is me. Like I'm not like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. This is me. This is how I think. It just so happens I have a profession where, my personality,
it kind of leads into the theory that we use. Thankfully, no, because I live alone. But I do, like, if I'm having a deep conversation with someone, I will delineate and say, okay, this is me, not therapist me.
Mm-hmm.
So I will try to make that clear. But there are some times where the lines get blurred.
Yeah.
Because I am a therapist, and it's not that this is a profession that I chose. Like I said, it chose me. So by birth, this is clearly something God wanted me to do. And you mentioned the sacrificial part. I sacrifice all the time for the people I love.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And I've been doing that for as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
So if it comes out in conversation, it's a part of who I am. Like, you don't
Yeah.
become a therapist or a counselor. You already were before you
That's
just got the
good.
credentials
That's right.
to make it, legal for you to practice.
Mm-hmm.
But think about all the times like we confided in each other,
Yes.
or we would just meet people and they just start talking and telling you their entire lives.
Yes.
I went to the Renaissance concert 2 years ago, and I had to go by myself because the person I was going with sold their ticket. And the person who bought their ticket, I'm like, okay, hey, nice to meet you. Hi. I'm trying to enjoy the concert. Like, I'm not trying to make friends. And I'm not antisocial, but it's like I don't know you.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm not gonna talk your ear off. Meanwhile, she wanted to talk mine off. And the second I told her I was a therapist, she was like, oh my gosh, I have to get your information. Now, granted, I went to see the show in Pennsylvania, in
Okay.
Philly. So I was like, you live here? He was like, yeah. I said, well, I'm only liable to practice in Virginia. Sorry. And I was so happy to say that because, ma'am, I ain't come here for this. Now, and it's not to say like if people need help, I don't want to help them.
Right.
But I'm at a concert, sis.
Self-preservation.
I'm
That's
at
our
a
self-care
concert.
time.
I paid good money for this concert too. I want to enjoy the concert. I don't want to talk about work. I don't want to talk about your life. I don't want to talk about my life. Yep. I'm here because I don't want to deal with my life.
That's the truth. To that one. True. For real.
So, but yeah, like it's something I think people just sense maybe. And they're like, oh, I can talk to that person.
Correct.
I can open up. It's safe here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm honored to be a safe space for people. I don't take it lightly because it's something that is gratifying. Most of the time it's gratifying and it's very humbling. However, if I operate on both sides from time to time, it's because this is who I've always been.
That's right. That's good stuff, Pete. That's good. That's so true though. Because it's like I'm not forcing to think of it in a clinical way.
Absolutely not.
It's just
it kind of spills out.
Just a thinker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
And you have to find the people that are okay with you being all right with that.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful because I feel like everybody knows me. I've always been the little girl that I was young, a little girl, younger kid, and adults would come and talk to me. Talking about purpose, you know what I'm saying?
That's
being
what I'm saying.
And it's always been like that. When I used to work at the church, when I was going to Norfolk State, remember? Because we studied for our shout out to Reverend Smith and Dewey and Mary in Chesapeake, because we studied for our comps and stuff there. He prayed over us there.
Didn't we called my old pastor too, and I think Sabrina called somebody, and they all gave us the same scripture that night.
Sure did.
I
remember
remember that. Oh my goodness.
About that. It was powerful, man.
Yes.
It was powerful.
And we passed.
Yes.
So
yes. I'm trying not to hit this button to death, but we worked hard and had many tears for that.
Yes, Lord.
And but I just say that to say that life is just interesting, and sometimes you will confuse yourself because you're trying to learn you throughout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, is this me? Is this the way that I think? Is this, and just learning to be okay with what you're seeing and not changing that based on what people expect you to do, how they expect you to think, and what they expect you to say.
Yeah.
Because it's one me, it's one you.
Yeah.
And we're here for a reason.
Yeah.
For a reason. And I think some people can pick up that people have discernment where they can pick up, like, you're a listener, you're a good person, they can pick up your spirit, Yeah. And that's something that I deal with a lot. And sometimes I'll get the floodgates open. I try not to, I don't go right in and letting folks know what I do for a living.
Yeah, no.
But sometimes, I used to.
Mistake.
Yeah, and I learned how to not do that because we'll be there. I'm at the grocery store for like 15 minutes. Suppose a 15-minute run turns into 45 minutes because somebody's,
time is currency.
Yeah.
And you can't get it back.
Can't get it back, for sure.
Again, and it makes us sound like, well, dang, you got in the field to help people. Why don't you help people? I help people on the clock.
Yeah.
Now, when it's time for me to minister to someone, sure.
Yeah.
And if it holds me up, okay. Right. I know that clearly look, God needs you to be there. God needs you to speak to that person. Fine. But I'm not seeking out opportunities for it.
Correct.
At the farmer's market or the grocery store or wherever.
Yep. Absolutely. And I think that people who do that, they have a validation problem.
Yeah, I don't need that.
And thank God, yeah, I don't either. And we'll be there. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll step in. We'll encourage and all those things. But here's the thing: we won't be able to do that if we did not have that self-preservation.
Yes,
because we'll be so depleted.
Yep.
Like it's just so many days I'll drive home from work, no radio on, no nothing.
But you gotta decompress.
I just you have to.
Yep.
You have to. I make my calls that I need to make, check on everybody, and then when I get home, it's like I don't want to. That's me and my husband's time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That is my time to just my shower symbolizes washing the day away. That's the first thing I do when I get in the house. You know what I'm saying? I take my clothes off, get in the shower, and we deal with so much.
Mm-hmm.
Not alone trying to figure out life ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to do this. We wanted to do it during Mental Health Month, but life was life and time, and I'm not gonna force this thing because I wanted it to be natural. And
mental health ain't going nowhere, so we don't have to do it during a month.
You're right.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, hey, we're gonna do it when we do it, how we do it. It's gonna be good either way. And I told Paula, I said, you know what, this is going to be powerful because it seems like everything was trying to get in the way today.
Yeah.
For us doing this. I said, Paula, this thing is going to be powerful and it's going to set some people free because of everything that was trying to go wrong this afternoon.
And I think that my difficult moments in like April and May kind of set this in motion. It's like I was talking to you a lot because, so let's just be real quick.
Please.
I wanted to quit everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean like unalive myself, quit everything. I ain't talking about that. But I was just like, I need like a good 2 weeks to just lay on the floor and not talk to anybody and not do anything. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be a therapist no more. And I told Shaniqua that. I told another LPC friend that. I was like, I'm tired. And I think, again, my community, having that community, or, to surround me and encourage me and support me. Clearly, I got through it, but I think that may have spurred us talking about this because I was being very, very, transparent with Shaniqua.
Yeah, you are. And I appreciate that. And that's one thing that we do together. I'm thankful for Paula because, you got to have those people in your life that you can call when, you need to have those conversations. And that's why I'm just thankful, because having a few people, one person, somebody in your life that, when life is life and you have to have somebody that is genuine, you know what I mean? And, they're not going to tell you nothing wrong and, they're going to keep it real. And that's what, Paula, that's what you are to me. Like we can kind of just, whether it's cry it out, cuss it out, whatever it is that we need to do to keep going, that's what we do, and everybody, so and people got to realize when you're an adult and you are adulting and paying bills and working, y'all ain't gonna hang out as much as you used to. You ain't gonna talk every day.
Nope.
But guess what? When we pick that phone up, we know that we're there. If we need something, we're right there.
Ain't missed a beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, and I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I do. I really do. I feel like I was gonna say something else. It might come back.
It's all good.
We'll see.
It's all good. And don't you hate when that happens? Is that brain fog? Is that perimenopause? Oh my God. Is that perimenopause?
So if it's perimenopause, I done had that for about 15 years. So I don't think it's perimenopause.
Okay.
I personally think it's the way our brains work because we hold so much information. And if you already got a touch of depression and or anxiety, your brain is everywhere. So you just may forget certain things.
That much is true. That's a great point.
I think that.
I like that. That sounds good. That's a good theory, though. On top of being a thinker, just be thinking about random stuff. You like that? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But, we're always there. And I know when I need to kind of vent or process stuff, like I can pick that phone up. Or even if I can't talk at that moment, I could text or Paula or whatever. And, I might text back hours later, a couple hours later sometimes.
It might be the next week.
Oh, shut up, Paula. For real. And me having to lock my phone up at work doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, so it's It's just cool having that, and that support system is everything.
Yes,
Not somebody that's going to tell you what you want to hear. Somebody that's going to tell you what you need to hear. It's a big difference.
it is. And I feel like it's life sustaining in a way. So, and that sounds really deep, but I think when you have a supportive, solid community that's not judging you,
Mm-hmm.
like, dang, Paula, you a therapist. You can't be talking like that. They let me be who I am
Yeah, that's
because
good.
I'm still a person. I'm still human. My feelings get hurt just like y'all's get hurt,
Mm-hmm.
So being a therapist doesn't make us immune to dealing with life or immune to, having a mental health diagnosis.
Yeah.
As long as you breathing, as long as you're human on earth. I mean, I think even dogs get a little depressed sometimes.
For
So,
sure.
I think it's important to have the people in your life who understand every bit of you
Yeah.
and let you be, just literally just let you be.
Yeah. Let me be me. It's so true, man. And
Yeah.
and you're right. We're not immune. To life stuff, and that's the thing. Life has taught me it doesn't matter. And I've said this all the time. How much you pray, how great a person you are, life is gonna do what it does on life's terms.
Oh, yeah.
And all we can do is just ride the wave of that thing. That is literally it. Nothing more, nothing less. So, and by the way, we have Paula and I are dog moms. So, ever since we've been hanging out and since we've had our dogs, we always would bring them with us. That's just what we
Mhm.
do. So if you hear a little snoring in the background, that is Bella Boo. Shout out to Bella Boo.
Who sleeps like she works 3 jobs.
Sasha too.
When we're the ones who work a bunch of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny, like being a dog mom. Do you have be talking to your dog and arguing with your dog?
Oh yeah, we be having some deep conversations.
I tell Bella every day, I be like, you need to get a job. And she just look at me.
Yep.
Like,
Yes.
and I've read research that says, dogs will tilt their heads when they try to understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Bella don't do that when I say she need a job.
That's funny.
So she don't care. She like, look, I'm here to be pampered and nothing less, and you're gonna do it.
They are so spoiled, man. They are so spoiled, so special, and special to us. Those are our daughters. Those are our girls.
Those are our children. And I know a lot of people be like, oh my God, a dog can't be a pet. A cat can't. Oh yeah, pet, cat, dog, whatever, can't be like a child. Okay. Dogs they're emotional, kind of like humans are sometimes.
Yep.
And sometimes Bella can pick up on my moods. A lot of times I think she just be like, oh, there she goes again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had her for so long. But I also will say having a pet has helped get me through some rough moments too.
Yes.
So just going back to just being like depressed and stuff like that, which I think we both experience periodically.
For sure. We definitely do. And anxiety.
Yeah. And it's not like a constant struggle. Don't get us wrong, but if we were therapists ignoring the signs, like we would not be very good therapists. So, but back to the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
When you are depressed, there's not much you want to do, including getting out of bed. You may not want to eat. All you want to do is sleep. And so I say Bella got me through difficult times because I was responsible for her. She had to be walked. She had to be fed. And so during really, really bad states, she kept me going. And I wonder, I used to always say, dang, I wish I would have got a dog like that was more laid back. Because of course I didn't know Bella was going to be so energetic when I got her. But God gives us what we need, not what we want.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yes.
And I think that this is part of her purpose. Like she said, she's here to be taken care of. But seriously, like in all seriousness, she kept me going because I had to.
Yeah.
I had to. And I think that's just kind of our personalities too. We going to do what we got to do.
That's it.
But damn if it ain't a struggle.
Yeah.
Or hard sometimes.
For sure. It is.
To do that.
It is. It is. Sasha, same thing with me. Same thing with me, man. Those low times, low moments, stress, going through whatever. It's just like they know. They just know. And just for them to meet you at the door with that tail wagging, so happy to see. Even if you go to the car, come back. I mean,
Yep.
just super hype.
Yep.
You know, like. But yeah, she definitely has helped me through every difficult time that I've had. It's just the present. They are examples. Their love is an example of the power of just the presence. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's just their presence.
Mm-hmm.
They can't say anything,
Mm-mm.
but it just goes to show the power of a person's presence.
Or this little animal.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just come and give you like Bella will want to sit with me sometimes when I'm just watching TV, and she'll just put her head on my chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's her way of, being close to me.
Right. Absolutely.
And it's intrusive and her breath smells, but I love it because even though I have a lot of people who do care for me and love me, like this is just a little thing in my house that is my best friend and follows me everywhere, no matter what.
Yes. So true.
Even
so
places we don't want them to follow us.
Like the bathroom. Correct. It's unconditional love.
Yeah.
I always say God, like they'll teach you God's love.
Yeah.
They really will if you allow them to. So they are therapeutic. Have been therapeutic, still are therapeutic. But we tell folks out there, hey, try it. You never know. Some people are apprehensive about it.
Yeah. I tell people, don't get one. That's okay. So that's if you are our age and you've had nothing tying you down for a long time.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't do it now.
Yep.
Like your, maybe your late 20s, early 30s was the time to do that. Mm-hmm. Not now. So matter of fact, I have another friend and line sister who's an LCSW. She's like, I've been thinking about getting a dog. And I was like, I think you should not get a dog. And she'll be like, yeah, you're right. Because I would have to put everything on hold and wouldn't be able to move the way I want to move. And it's true.
Yeah,
it's very true. So we go sacrificing.
Yep.
But we sacrifice for our babies too.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't have it any other way.
No other way. And I'm thankful, like my mom will watch Sash when my husband and I go out of town and things like that. Or we'll send her to Granny's house or whatever, so she that's our baby. That's just what it is. And just you gotta find what works for you.
I'm gonna have to talk to your granny.
Why?
Because I'm running out of babysitters for Bella.
Oh.
Yeah, so might need a little help.
Yeah. And my mama, Tanya Dozier, shouting you out. Granny Beulah Johnson, everybody. Pumpkin, Karen Savage. We got plenty of babysitters in the family. Yeah, so.
Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely, man. But, this life is just funny. And, I'm kind of nervous, Paul. I'm going to tell you why. So, 40. 40. I've been feeling, so next week, next Thursday, I'll be
July
40.
24th.
Yes. Go ahead, girl. That's what I'm talking about. Because I'm terrible with dates. Like anybody tell you, I'm terrible with dates. But I've been feeling like nervous, scared. Definitely had some fear. Okay. And I think the fear is because I don't know what to expect. I just feel like it's a huge milestone. At the same time, I've been feeling like, okay, what next? What's next in my life? Like not stuck, but stuck because I'm like, okay, next level purpose, what is it going to be? In trying to figure that thing out, and so it's like so many things I'm reflected on and thinking about that drives my anxiety. And I've had a lot of it here lately, and I think it's this 40 thing, man, like that I don't know. Help me, Paula, because you turned 40 last year.
I did.
And y'all, let's give it up for Paula because she purchased her house and she survived it. Yes.
Thank you.
That's a big deal.
Oh man.
Help me out. What advice, wisdom can you give me?
I will. Okay.
In the world.
I have so many thoughts about 40. I really wanted 40 to be like this grand old time, like, have a celebration, some type of party or something like that. And this was before I actually knew I was going to be able to close on my house. But just the energy and the thought of planning all that, I was like, and I think it's like, just social pressure. What are you
Mm-hmm.
going to do for your birthday? And then also you look on social media and people are having these big grand affairs. And, congratulations to them
Yeah.
for being able to do that. I just knew, number one, I didn't want to hire a party planner because I was saving for a house.
Right. Priorities.
And even if I wasn't saving for a house, I don't want to pay for something I can probably do myself.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I don't know that I want to do all that. So then fast forward to I closed on my house and I was like, okay, birthday celebrated. So it
Yep.
was early
So.
because my birthday's not until August, but that came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to celebrate. I bought myself real estate.
Yes.
And
that's some grown woman shit right there,
girl. Intimidating. Intimidating to say the least, because the hard part is getting the house.
Yes.
But I keep saying the harder part is making sure you keep the house up.
Yeah.
So you can keep the house.
My goodness.
So
True.
I was like, I remember a couple weeks, days, months, like pretty much, and still to this day, I still like, what have I done? Mm-hmm. And it's not because, and I think this is also part of 40, like this would have happened had I bought a house when I was 30. I got to do all this by myself now.
Yeah.
There's no maintenance man. I ain't got nobody to call other than the warranty people. Unfortunately, and I don't know that he would have been any help. Rest in peace to my dad, but I can't call him for advice either, know? So it's like, I don't have what I thought I have at 40. Excuse me, but like turning 40 was leading up to it. Some things happened that shifted my direction or my focus, and I had to go into caregiver mode. So this was right after I bought the house, like almost a month after. And I had to shift my priorities and everything I wanted to do, to take care of someone else. And in the midst of it, it was challenging. It was difficult. I kind of forgot about my birthday.
Wow.
Because I was so focused on, what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I did end up celebrating in a very, very small way. I just went out with, I think, a couple of friends, like, took me out, just small stuff. Like, oh, let's get tacos. So I've had, the kindness of my friends treating me to a meal and a drink. My boyfriend, of course, he always takes care of me in that way. He gives great gifts, and then he makes sure, I have a nice evening. And so I celebrated in a small way, not the big way I thought I would. No regrets, of course. But I just think that the road to 40, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
yes.
Did a bomb set off in another universe or something that's triggering my life like some kind of butterfly?
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, so it was so many positive milestones, and also kind of dealing with, I don't want to be dramatic, but like just a personal catastrophe or crisis. I was like, Lord, what next? And I asked God that. I asked myself that a couple times, and then I stopped asking that because it seemed like the storm had started to settle.
Gotcha.
So thankfully.
Yes.
So shortly after that blew over, that bomb I was talking about, where I feel like something just got set off. So in my body, something set off too.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry for the TMI for any men listening.
It'll be all right. It's real. Look, it's real.
So basically, my cycle has always been pretty regular for the most part. And if it varied, it was like a day or two. A month went by where I was 10 days late.
Ooh. Baby, I know you was a little nervous.
A little?
Ooh.
So yeah, panicked.
Yeah.
After about the 4th day, I said, ain't no way. And I took a test and it won't no way. So I said, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
And like I said, on the 10th day, finally came. The next month, she was 5 days early.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm learning the fluctuations of my hormones are starting to change things. went to see my OBGYN, and she was like, well, you're in the age range for perimenopause,
Mm.
but she couldn't give me an exact time frame of like when I could expect actual
Mm-hmm.
menopause.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what is perimenopause? What symptoms am I going to experience? Um, and if you Google like perimenopause or menopause, it's like 25 symptoms. I might be exaggerating, but it's a long, long list.
It is.
And some of it is stuff that I think we already experience on a daily basis. So it's like, well, how am I going to be able to tell if it's perimenopause or life?
Yeah.
Or my job? Like, how I found myself like super emotional, but not sad.
Okay.
It was like angry.
Anger. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not an angry person. And it takes a lot to get me angry.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say one, Marcia, if you're listening, I'm sorry. So one day, a friend of mine, matter of fact, my line sister Brennan, she had sent a podcast to myself and my other line sister Crystal because we had recently done a joint episode on her podcast. Shout out to the Random Eloquence podcast.
Shout out, girl.
About adulting, basically. And it was called Getting Groceries with Friends because we basically went to Sam's. She needed a couple things. I literally needed one thing and left with 12.
Oh, I believe it. That's how it is.
And it was funny because we shared a cart. And at the end of the shopping trip, and we shouldn't have done that. But it's because I was only supposed to get one thing. But we were standing in the aisle like, do I need this? Or can I wait? And I was like, these are the decisions.
Yep.
That we have to make. So anyway, back to that. Brennan sent us a podcast about perimenopause. I was on the road driving to visit my boyfriend at the time. And it's like a 2-hour drive. Normally I listen to music, just kind of vibe out. Sometimes I ride in silence. But I was like, let me listen to this since I have 2 hours to, kill on the road.
Mm-hmm.
The way that this doctor was describing the symptoms, and she was a Black lady, the way that she was describing the symptoms, the remedies or lack thereof, and then how women of breast cancer, like daughters or whatever of breast cancer survivors, don't qualify for hormone replacement and all these different things that can help with the symptoms. I was just listening and I was like, okay, if this was supposed to encourage me, it's not.
Yeah.
I was crying, driving, listening to this podcast. And I called Marcia and I was like, yo, please tell me I'm not the only one going through some like interesting emotions right now.
Wow.
And so she was like, well, what do you mean? And I told her about the podcast. And so she shared a reel she saw with me that it was a man pretty much telling men to be compassionate to women when they have mood fluctuations because it's likely our hormones that we can't control. We're having spikes in estrogen and stuff. And so she starts crying. She was like, pretty much feeling the same thing I felt like. Is there no relief?
Yeah.
Like, this is what we got to look forward to? Like, damn.
Can we get a break?
Exactly. Like, can we? Oh gosh, first puberty, then oh my god, it's just too much. Being a woman is hard, man.
It is.
So yeah, feeling that like kind of unsettled sadness and anger. And I called her and we both like just kind of cried and laughed at each other. Like, I can't believe, like, why are we so angry? What is the problem? And then it's literally the hormone fluctuation. And because I have not seen anybody go through it other than my mom, and that was years ago.
Right.
I don't remember that.
Probably, paying attention to it at all at that time. Yeah.
I remember the hot flashes she would have, but other than that, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So intimidation about that started at like maybe around September, October of being 40. Trying to think anything else happened. Just health-wise, I started paying attention to my blood work.
Okay.
Specifically, the only like high markers I had were like markers that indicate autoimmune stuff and cholesterol, which, you don't want to have high cholesterol. So I started paying more attention to that. Got to be more intentional about moving and what you eat. And these are the lessons that we got when we were like, teenagers and in college. We ain't pay attention.
Correct. You're right about it. We weren't trying to hear that.
We weren't trying to like, oh, we got all the time in the world. And I think I'm realizing that no, you don't. Even if you are, 40, 80, 100, tomorrow ain't promised.
That's true.
But while I'm here, what can I do, to increase my longevity? Is that the word? Longevity of life, I guess,
Yeah,
and quality of
absolutely.
life.
Absolutely.
So the things, and you said this a couple minutes ago, just how the things that we value when we were younger, we don't value right now.
That's
It's even gotten to the point for me when it comes to like drinking. I don't feel the need, and then I've noticed when I do, it don't feel the same.
Yeah, a lot changes.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's like, okay, just again paying attention. You ain't 20 no more, and that's okay. The good thing about us in our 40s, we don't look 40.
Hey, you better say it, girl.
So that's a benefit.
Yes, yes.
And now that I'm on the other side, about to be 41, it ain't all bad.
Okay.
It's not all bad. Oh, but let me backtrack. Hold on. Healing is slower. And I say that because in December, I broke a toe on my left foot. And we've probably all stubbed our toe a couple times. And that's what I thought this was, even though it hurt like hell. And the next day, it was like swollen and really, really, really darker. I said, oh, I must have done some real damage. So anyway, yeah, I broke my toe. And it took about a month and a half before I could walk. No, about 2 months before I could walk on it normally.
Wow.
But it was still painful.
Yeah.
And so, of course, ain't no surgery. No one's going to, break a toe. And the doctor was like, if you're going to break a bone, that's the one to break.
Right.
And I guess that's because, it's so small.
Mm-hmm.
And you can keep functioning to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, I don't have to drive to work. I don't have to walk anywhere other than my house. So that saved me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think maybe about 3 months ago is when I didn't notice it popping anymore.
Really?
So we talking about from December to almost May.
Wow.
But the doctor even told me, it was like, it'll probably be a year before it's completely healed, but you won't be able to feel it.
Okay.
After a couple of months. So yeah, healing.
That's great. You know what it made me think of? It made me think of is emotional healing the same, or because over time you live so much and you live, through so many things and you gain a wisdom and a perception of how to look at stuff. It makes me wonder, does emotional pain not last as long as it used to?
No.
For certain things. What you think?
No, it's still the same. For me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It still hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that because of what we've experienced and those lessons from the past, it helps it not to hurt as much.
Gotcha.
But the time frame, I don't know.
I just wondered that. It's just a random thought as you were talking. I kind of just
I
wonder.
hope so.
Yeah, I know, right?
That would be nice.
Yeah.
A nice benefit. I'll take that.
Because it's pretty deep, right? So I can punch through some glass and break my knuckles or something, break my fingers. But then if you break my heart, or grief, that's a pain. I'd rather break my fingers, or my arm. I'd rather, you know what I mean?
And I think it's because we can see that. We can't,
That's deep though. It's wild. Deep.
It is. But
in a weird way.
But it kind of makes me understand like people who self-harm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're trying to bring voice or something to what they feel that they just can't express. Because your heart does speak, but it don't speak like the rest of your body wants to speak sometimes.
That's right.
And navigating grief in my 40s, it definitely hits a little bit different. I thought, over time, I would hurt a little bit less not having my dad here. But it seems like it's gotten worse.
Oh.
But it's not like, I'm crying and boohooing all the time, but just when there are memories of him or, like summer. You know how I used to do in the summer. Yeah. He would always cook out and everybody could come over.
And put on the Ohio Players and we'd be chilling. Yep.
And so summer has like, just a sadness to it. I try to enjoy summer, of course.
got you.
but it has a little bit of a sadness because he's no longer here. Um, Thanksgiving, Christmas, everything's changed. And as you get older, I think again the things you value.
Yep, that's right. That's
And
good.
if you don't have it, it's like, okay, I have to create it some kind of way.
That's funny you said that. You know why? I was on the porch talking to my husband last night, and I was like, it's certain things about back in the day that I miss. You know, I miss like church back in the day. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody just
Not
hang
being
out
there
after.
for 4 hours. But
Yeah, not being there for 4 hours now. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Slide out the Beulah house and then we chill out there. You know, not 4 hours, but just the fellowship
yeah.
hit different. And it was something we look forward to. You know, we enjoyed the service and everybody and you know, like Vacation Bible School.
We've
and
had different experiences,
like
but talk
that.
your stuff.
Yeah. You know, like it's things are just different,
Mhm.
you know, and I was just talking about that last night. I think to be truly honest, grief, we know this. Grief comes in different forms. It's not just the loss of somebody. It could be loss of time. It could be of loss of different things, who you are, you know, it's so many different things. But it just made me think about, I think yesterday I felt like I was grieving some of the things of what used to be.
Mm-hmm. I find myself like that sometimes.
Okay, so it's not just okay. Gotcha.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, is this what's going on at 40? Like, why am I thinking about this stuff?
I think because I feel like, you know, like you said, 40 is a big milestone, and I think we become a little bit more reflective. Because
Gotcha.
we've lived through a lot. You know, we may or may not have lost people due to, you know, things ending, friendships ending, or people actually passing away.
Mm-hmm.
And you just you take inventory of how you want the rest, like, you know, how you want to live your life. Because think about it, like in our teens and 20s, we did reckless, stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Or we did stuff to please other people or, you know, for some type of secondary gain or whatever. Then in your 30s, you kind of do a little bit less.
Yeah.
But now I see now why people say, like, once you hit 40, it's like your fuck it 40s.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You kind of like, fuck it. Like, I don't care.
Yes.
I just don't care. Like, you know, if you want to misunderstand me, okay.
That's what it is.
If you think whatever you think, whatever you want to think, I'm not here to change your opinion. That's what you going to think. But I know who I am and fuck it.
That's good. That's good. You roll with me or you don't. That's as simple as that. Yeah.
And as simple as that. And that's not like, I'm not trying to be shady, but I understand like why. Because, you know, our friends have kind of always been older too.
Yeah, that is true.
I see why they had the attitude they had about some stuff. Like, if it ain't meant for me, it ain't. If it's going to come to me, it is.
Absolutely.
And there's truth to that.
And not wanting to, and not forcing things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm at that space where it's like, I'm not going to force anything.
Yeah.
If you're going to rock with me, you're going to rock with me. If you're not, you're not. Opportunity, I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? No, because what's meant is going to come.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So it's like,
will find you.
Boundaries. You learn, hopefully, boundaries at 40.
You know what? It's not learning them. It's learning to enforce them. Because we had them. We know what we should have been doing.
True that.
But for like whatever reason, maybe we hesitated or, well, if I do this, then maybe they'll do what I want them to do. Or if I don't do this, then they'll stop. You know, like we afraid to lose stuff.
True.
And this sounds kind of bad, but like I done lost enough being too nice to people who didn't deserve it.
Ooh, that's good.
So
that's good.
Why not be nicer to myself?
That's right. Absolutely.
So
take you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
You know, and,
you do.
And we should be evolving and you know, and changing with time, evolving into something beautiful. You know, that's what life it should be. Now, at the end of the day,
hopefully,
we get a choice. You know,
yeah.
we get a choice because healing's not going to just drop in your lap. Opportunities are not just going to drop in your lap. You know, purpose is not just necessarily going to drop in your lap. There's faith without works is dead. You got to do some things. You know, it requires us to be an active participant. Life does.
Yeah.
Or it's literally
life
just passing by. For sure.
Yeah.
All of it. Absolutely. All of it. So it's just interesting, you know, just seeing things change and how things evolve, how we evolve, how I'm evolving as I'm transitioning out of these 30s. so nervous. But
What? So what you think is gonna happen? What do you
I
think?
don't know what's wrong. It's like, I don't know, man. It's something about saying it 40. It just sounds different. But mom, you know what? My mom said that it was amazing for her. Like she
Mhm.
said, I mean, she's actually she's more excited than me.
For you to turn 40?
Yes, because she was like hers, her 40s were great when 40 got here.
Mhm.
So I'm like, well, I'm optimistic
Mhm.
that for the same. I know it's like I'm not looking at or expecting nothing bad. It's just it's just different. It's for some reason it just hits differently for me.
Well, I think for a lot of, especially women, because it's that's a milestone where it seems like you're judged by everything. Do you
Mm.
have a house? Are you married? You got kids? Stuff like that. And if you don't have it by a certain age, it's like something's wrong. And that's not
Mhm.
me saying that. That's
Yeah, yeah.
society's
Society.
thing. I don't
Yep.
agree with that.
Society.
Especially, our generation of millennials and stuff. Like we've seen a lot of tragedies. We've lived through a lot of different things, especially economically.
That's true.
Um, so I think we kind of didn't really get the head start other generations may have gotten.
Yeah.
And not making excuses because clearly we've worked through them.
Mhm.
But like 20 don't look like, 30.
Correct.
30 doesn't look like 40.
Correct.
So I can see why your mom's excited. I kind of understand.
She's very excited. So I'm trying to get there. Maybe I think when I wake up that morning.
And you look at yourself and see you ain't changed. You'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
40.
yeah. I think I'll be all
And
right.
I still look like this.
I
No
got
wrinkles.
them good genes,
Yeah.
good genes, But I think I'll feel better once it gets here.
Mhm.
One of the things I have learned is I struggle with celebrating myself. Sometimes, my foot would always be on the gas. Okay, I
Yep.
gotta achieve the next thing. I gotta do the next thing.
Yep.
And a part of my anxiety grew from that.
Makes sense.
I'm so aware. So I've learned thus far. My 30s taught me slow down
Mhm.
and to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Mhm.
And that's something, and being present. That's something that my 30s taught me that.
Mhm.
Yeah, the anxiety happened, and I know that came from because I had to be the best. I had to achieve this. And I did not allow myself time to soak in.
To smell the roses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and take that time and just soak it in.
Mhm.
And now, like, I've been, I've learned how to do that. And now I think it's time because we go through waves. You'll have that time where you grinding, and then
Mhm.
okay, I think I soaked for a little bit. Now I feel, and I think another reason why I feel a little nervous is because I feel like something is something else now, that
Mhm.
another platform, another elevation, another level, something's about to break through at 40.
Mhm.
But I'm scared. So one of my sayings I always tell the inmates I work with and people that are connected to me, if you ain't scared, it ain't big enough. And I laugh because I say, God, we got a sense. My boo got a sense of humor. By the way, PH, I call God my boo because he is. We like that. That's my baby.
Does BJ?
Oh, he know.
He okay? All right.
Yeah, I told him, I said, that's my boo. God is my boo, honey.
Yeah. He's number one.
Number one. So, but yeah, I say that to say that it's something. It's another dimension. I feel like
Have you
that I'm about to. I don't know what it is. I think, but I.
So you
feel.
don't know what it is. You just have a feeling. Okay, because I was about to say. So do you have a vision of this thing that's scaring you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know it's doing something with my purpose. I know it's doing something. It's something.
Mhm.
I don't know. And once again, that's the part that's also scary. But I know when he's tied to it, it's going to be amazing. But just the fear, because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to, and fear of not operating how I used to operate, where once it get going, my foot is on the gas again. But I'm going to be very intentional about not allowing that to happen. But it's just something I feel is just another dimension of something. But blessings can be scary.
Yeah,
You
they
can.
Buying a house was scary.
It really
that
was
a huge blessing.
It
but
was.
Once I signed them papers, I was like, "Oh, this mine for real?"
Yeah, yeah. It's like, what in the world just happened? Like, it is.
Like somebody gave me a piece of property.
Yeah,
it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. The things that I think that we strive for They are intimidating. They are scary.
Mm-hmm.
And you have that going on. I think because, of course, I had to go into caregiver mode, and it was like you said, foot on the gas.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to do what you have to do. Once I got the opportunity to just kind of rest,
Mm-hmm.
especially after getting my license the year before,
Mm-hmm.
I've been working for this forever, it felt like. So I was like, I think I just want to rest in the fruits of all my work.
Sound like me.
I just want to be licensed. I want to go to work and earn a check. Now, granted, I have a couple jobs because, I don't know, America.
Tell me about
Whatever.
it. Tell me about it.
So I
Yeah.
have a couple jobs just to, make sure I take care of everything I need to take care of. That's not what I want, but it's just, what I have to do. But
is.
with the side jobs, I control it.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Yep.
Whereas before, my simple self would be trying to work all three of the jobs to the best of my ability and wondering why I'm burned out and tired. So you will learn, if you hit a limit, don't try to go past it.
Yeah. You know, and that's why I'm going to be intentional about that. I really am. And the resting part was real. And I did that. I'm not going to lie. I did that in my way. Like when I wrote my book, I knew it was going to happen. I had that vision as a, shoot, I wasn't even in my 20s yet and I had that vision. But I didn't know that I was going to have to go through something to qualify me to write it. You see, some things that come to us is not meant to be birthed at that moment.
Yep. It has to develop.
Correct.
Literally like a baby. It has to develop.
And old me will be pushing
to develop.
Yeah, for sure.
Oof.
Absolutely. And old me would push, like just be on it, trying to force this thing, make this thing happen. And that's why I didn't, because I began to understand it. Like, okay, when the time is right to birth this thing, that's what it's going to be. And the fruits, I've been eating them. I've been trying to eat them, but it's still, when more is calling you.
Yeah.
And it's the preparation for that and the anxiety and the confusion and the my 40s is not caregiver stuff. It's feeling stuck.
Okay.
I feel stuck in between two dimensions.
Okay.
Something is calling me higher, right? I know it's going to be great, whatever it is, but it's like I'm inquisitive. What is it?
Right.
But then it's like I know I'm supposed to be doing more. Okay, but
you're supposed to be according to who?
I feel like purpose wise.
Okay.
I feel like God.
Okay.
I feel like I'm supposed to be doing more in some type of way. Now that doesn't mean I go and I don't know, work myself to death.
Yeah.
How I do it. What do I mean by that? I mean like in a way where I can't control how I choose to do it, whether it's my books, whether it's, writing a program for something, whether it's, in so many ways where I don't have to physically always be there.
Right.
Making
like
money while I sleep is what I want. Correct. Where it's just flowing.
So, and the reason why I asked you, like, you're supposed to be doing more. And so this is a perfect example of when therapists go into therapist mode, even though we're not supposed to. But I'm going to ask this only because I've asked myself that question too. Like, who said? Where's this coming from? Who said?
I feel like God is showing me. I'm getting glimpses. I feel it. I have these thoughts. It's some visions I've had that have scared me of good stuff, purpose stuff. You know what I'm saying? Helping people and stuff like that in a different way. So I know it's something else. I know it's more.
Yeah.
But just the how part is what I'm just waiting on him to show me.
And I think by now, it's almost like you try to study for a test that you don't even know what the subject gonna be.
Exactly.
So
it's like I'm just here. But that moment while I'm waiting for, you know what I mean, for the study guide or the layout, the blueprint.
And you may not get that though. That's what
that
I'm
much
saying.
is true.
You may not get a blueprint.
That wait, the anticipation.
Okay.
Is where
you are.
Yep.
Okay.
The anticipation of being stuck, but at the same time of being scared because I'm like, whew, I'm a little nervous because I know when he does things, he does it.
I guess we can kind of see contrast in each other's lives. So where I'm probably not looking at stuff, you can see it and vice versa. I don't see stuck. we're recording a podcast, which is another way that you share and enlighten and bless people. Even though there have been some expletives, my apologies, but I just had to get a
We're
point
being
across.
real. Yeah. I mean, we're
You
human. We
know,
curse. Yes, we curse. We love the Lord and we curse. Yes, when it is
when isn't it?
necessary.
Yeah, not all the
Absolutely.
time. But I guess I don't look. I'm like, how could you be stuck? You're running programs at your job. This is yours. This right here, like you can do whatever you want to do with this. You have written a book, and
Yeah.
it's not to say that more is not possible. Not at all.
I know what you mean.
But I think, and I'm talking as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself because I felt that too. Like, okay, I've been 40 for almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
What have I done? And it's like, well, you did buy a house and you're still trying to make it a home. You bought a house and you're learning about, like, just how the seasons and different things will fluctuate and the things you have to maintain and, just the different woes
True.
that come with all that, not to mention navigating work, navigating relationships, navigating my business, navigating the other jobs I decide to take on.
Correct.
If I volunteer my time and services to people, I also, consult a little bit part time. So it's just, there's so many layers and so many things that we do that we probably aren't paying attention to.
It's true.
So that's why I'm saying, like, redefine stuck or think about, is it really stuck, or are you still in your season of rest? And when it's time,
that's good.
God will be like, all right, get up. Because he, like I
like
said, he don't give us no study guide. We won't even get a pop quiz.
No.
Actually, you know what? No, he might give us a pop quiz. We're going to see it.
Yep.
And then we're going to be like, Jesus, what was that?
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, it's like, oh.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Like you said on the back of your shirt.
Yeah, life makes sense backwards. It's gonna make sense. Look, we're gonna come back here again.
Yeah.
And we're gonna look and see how things begin to unfold, because it will make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's the funny part of everything. Perception is everything.
Yes.
And I'm just thankful. See how she therapizes me. So this is why I need her. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm just thankful because we have to have that.
Yeah.
We do.
You got to have somebody that, they say iron sharpens iron, but I also think that sometimes we so busy sharpening. Okay, when are you going to relax?
Yeah.
Because you've done a lot. Like, you going to sharpen yourself until, ain't nothing left.
That much is true.
And so I try to be easy with myself. I've been going, pushing, striving for everything and being so hard on myself for so much in my life. And that's why I think here, I'm not resting on my laurels by any means. Mm-hmm. But I'm not, like you said, not forcing things.
Correct.
I'm not going to force myself into a space where I'll regret it later.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
My therapist, and this is for you all out there too, these are things, I'm sure we've touched on many different things that you can relate to, you understand, you might be going through right now, went through it, or will go into it, because life is seasonal. And one of the things that my therapist had mentioned, she said, Shaniqua, you need to learn how to give yourself grace. You show it to other people, you do this, you do that, give yourself grace. And that is an ongoing thing that I have to continue to practice, learn how to do and implement it when it's necessary, for sure. But but that's why your circle is everything, and who you have to have your back is everything. And just, it helps to bring things to the forefront of where you really are, and yes, knowing that it is okay to rest.
Yeah.
Much is true. That's necessary.
Yeah. And, I think about all the naps we ain't take when we was younger.
They need to make grown people nap, adult nap time.
We gonna have to move to
like Spain,
where they had the siestas and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got a siesta and a lunch break.
Yeah, I take all of that.
Man.
But yeah, it's we definitely rest your mind, learn how to say no.
Yeah.
Boundaries is out. Two things PH always say: balance and boundaries. are two things, man, that
that will
can
help keep you
really
sane.
correct. Absolutely.
But my therapist would always say, and yes, we're therapists with therapists.
Yes.
Um, she would always be like, "What are you like? What are you rushing to?" And I think I kept looking at my age as like, expiration date.
Correct.
So obviously, getting the second master's wasn't in the plans, and I was working a full-time job, so I had to, go slow. By the time that I finally graduated, I hit the ground running with my residency,
Hmm.
and then the pandemic happened.
Boy.
And it put, everything on
Yeah.
pause. And I think I felt like I see all my, friends who are already licensed, they're doing so much. And I just felt like I was behind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she was like, well, what are you rushing to? Because as long as you continue to do what you're doing, it's going to come. It's going to happen.
That's right.
And she was like, stop running.
Deep.
Like, relax.
Deep.
Like,
yeah.
It's not like, you're saying, you're sitting here laying on the bed like, oh, I want to be licensed, and you ain't getting up and going to work every day.
Correct. Right.
And I was like, oh, okay. Like,
you had to sound like that though.
Yeah. Because she ate me up. I was like, well.
Yes.
And having a good therapist and having a good friend, it's the same thing. It's like they're going to open your eyes when you're tripping.
Correct. Hold you accountable. That's the truth.
Yeah, but she ate me right on up, and I had to think about it. Even my clinical supervisor said the same thing. She was like, why are you rushing this? And I'm looking at her like, tick, tick, tick tock, time. And she was like, the time's going to go by either way.
True.
And that goes back to being intentional about what we're doing.
That's right.
With our time when we're not working.
Self-care is everything.
Yes.
It is everything. And we have to make sure that we practice it, work hard, but you got to play too.
Yeah.
To have that balance. Because then it's like, what is it for? What is it for? It's too much of the world to see, too many things to do, and being open to do and try different things is a biggie. So that's that. We have to do that, especially we doing our line of work, and everybody too. I mean, everybody is operating, doing something.
Yeah, whether you're a therapist or you're a customer service, because dealing with people is hard.
It's for real. Custodian, anything, running a business. Yes. Absolutely. So
I think these lessons are applicable to more than just helpers.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That is definitely for sure.
And when I say helpers, I don't mean just counselors. I mean like the entire health field, which social workers and counselors we should be counted amongst that. I hate that we're excluded.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Like, we're health professionals too.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful for you, PH, for coming and spending this time with me. This has been so much fun. We're definitely going to do this again, right?
Okay.
Thank you.
I have a couple questions, though.
What's up?
Because, we did talk about, like, how have I coped when, the rubber hit the road?
Mm-hmm.
How do you cope? What keeps you going in the moments, like, where you were like, well, you may not have been where I was when I said I want to quit everything.
I've been there a few times.
Okay, so share what got you, out of a slump or kept you going.
So when I was a little girl, younger, whatever, the computer used to sit in my bedroom, and my mom would be on the computer looking at all the bills that had to be paid and trying to figure out how.
Mm-hmm.
And she would be crying, and she would not know that I was awake watching her. So in every moment, and I'm blessed and thankful because, I came from a family, we us, line of strong women, you know what I mean? And we all would come together. My family would come together, and whether it was Granny, Aunt Pumpkin, whoever would buy school clothes, you know what I'm saying? And mom would get my hair done. My mom would get this, that, the other. Like
Your
everybody
village
would come together. Yep. And just, we had what we needed and more. It would happen. It would happen. But I'm going to be honest. That was the times that I wanted to give up, the times I didn't want to be licensed anymore. That's what drove me, because I saw that. That image stuck in my mind.
Got it.
Where I'm like, she's not, I'm not going to have my mom, ever to be in a situation like that where she is just, devastated and
Yeah.
crying. And I felt powerless.
Of course,
As a little
child,
girl,
of
I
course.
felt powerless because there was nothing that I could do.
Nope.
There was nothing that I could do to help my mom feel better, and that is that thing that has followed me throughout, from teenager, young adult, all the other things, because I didn't want to disappoint her. I knew that she deserved more because she was an amazing woman, and my family where I come from, we'll come together, sell dinners and stuff for my school, my college books.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come to, or if I needed something for school or something like that, and Granny, Aunt Punky, and would get in that kitchen and
Take care of it.
Mom and to get the selling, and I would deliver, and K-Ron would deliver, and we come together,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just so thankful for them. So even that, like to see that, and I felt like I owed them, as far as how I turned out.
Mm-hmm.
What I did with my life.
Yeah.
Because,
and what you're doing.
And what I'm doing. Because, they would come together and sacrifice whatever they had going on to make sure that we were all right. So that's what drove me. And and then God, how he's blessed me, bless me and bless my husband, and like I I would be a fool. And in those moments I get frustrated when life is life, where I'm like, come on, God, we really doing this today? Because we got that relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that religion?
You gotta have like that.
Well, you really taking me through this today. This is what we doing. We really doing this. I'm frustrated with you today because this is, come on now.
Yeah.
Let's help a sister. I help your girl out. So like we talk like that, and but he's been so good, and just man, just exceedingly abundantly anything I could ever ask or think, and he's that thing that's my everything. He's the one that pushes and motivates me, and I know it's gonna be all right.
Yep.
Because he'll remind me all the times it wasn't, and my husband, seeing all he's overcome, and seeing him bust his tail to run this business and make these deals happen, and how to see how motivated he is to take care of me and Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
That's something else that drives me. He has come through so much, from addiction, you know what I mean? And living his life in recovery, and then just succeeding, and just, and he busts his tail to make sure that we all right. And, I feel like I owe him as far as his wife, what I represent and what I bring to the table. So it's so many things.
It's very layered.
It's layers of it, it's layers. It's layers there. So that's what drives me, for sure.
When you mentioned like how your mom, your granny, your aunt, everybody would put what they had on hold to help.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm just thinking about, this is what we do in our daily lives.
Right.
Like we could look, our whole world could be on fire. We got to come to work, and sometimes working with those people that are in our care in itself can be renewing. It can be refreshing. It can be rewarding. Yes. And yes, it's difficult, because we're dealing with people's emotions, and sometimes they get a little deep. But I think even though it's soul care.
Yes, it is.
And the emotional labor can be heavy sometimes. We were entrusted to do that.
Yes.
For some reason, God said you, and we've been operating in it probably since childhood, but now professionally, we have people out here who are counting on us to do what God told us to do.
That's good.
And I think that is one of my driving forces. Like, God didn't bring you through everything he's brought you through for no reason.
That's true.
You are going to use what you have experienced and give back.
Yep.
And we do it, like you said, with your book, with your podcast, kind of inspiring me to get active on my business page again.
Yep. It's about that time. You want to go ahead and announce it? All that good stuff? Put it out there.
So, sure. All right. So I am the executive clinical director and owner and operator. I'm everything.
Yes.
Of Feeding Fearless LLC. We provide counseling and clinical consultation services. primarily individual therapy at this time. You can find me on www.feedingfearless.com. You can find me on Instagram at feedingfear_less. You can also find me on Psychology Today by just searching my entire government name,
Which
Paula
is like,
Harrison Hill.
it is about the whole alphabet, everybody.
Look, thank my parents, okay? But you can find me on Psychology Today as well. But I think I brought that up because, like, with the Instagram page, just maybe sharing some of the things I've never wanted to share here. So clearly it was just, I guess, the right person.
Oh, thank you, PH. See, look at that.
I know, the right person, because I know that my story can help somebody. Even though I didn't go into super detail.
Right.
But I know, there's probably somebody out there who's like, dang, I always thought Paula was so strong and she's had this problem. Sure. Because I'm human.
That's right.
I'm just like you. But yeah, you made me think about that when you started talking about what's next. I've been sitting on it. You ain't got to do all that.
The timing. See how that worked. Timing is everything. It was not by accident at this time. Just like it was not by accident that we were born at such a time as this to help the world. And you know what, Paula? I'm gonna end with this with therapy, and then I want you to promote your boyfriend's brand, or brother's brand, if you can.
All right.
But
sure.
think about it, and think about it, like the purpose of therapy. We can use our words to stop somebody from blowing their brains out.
That's a heavy, that's a lot of power.
Isn't it? So the fact that God trusted us,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, to be able to use our words to keep somebody here.
And I think also just
Deep.
our sensitivity and being genuine.
Correct.
Because
that's a biggie.
Being a therapist is not, first of all, it don't pay a whole lot. It pay okay.
We deserve to get paid way more.
Exactly. We deserve to get paid way more. But it's, again, like I said, it's purpose work. It's soul care. We're doing this because we care.
Mm-hmm.
You could be a stranger. We care.
That's right.
So I'm thankful to God for entrusting me with this purpose and responsibility, even though there are days, like I said, where I just want to turn everything off and lay on the floor for 2 weeks, But I don't regret it.
Yeah.
I don't regret it.
Yeah, me either. It's worth it. It is so worth it. It is. And PH, do me a favor. Talk to me about Jermaine's brand. You wanna shed a little light on what he does and all that good stuff?
So Jermaine,
who is Jermaine? Tell the world who Jermaine.
He is my man.
All right.
So
that's for you, Jermaine.
So Jermaine, he is a professor at Virginia State University. He is the associate director of the Institute of Hip Hop and Cultural Studies there. And so a lot of what he does, foundationally, he's an English professor, but his love for shoes and street apparel, specifically, sneakers, kind of opened a door for him. And he uses his creativity not only to, teach, but he makes collegiate apparel.
Okay.
And so you can find his collegiate apparel on soulfoodbrand.com, but it's SOLE.
SOLE.
Like the sole of a shoe.
Oh, that is creative. And I'll make sure I share this too, the actual the spelling and everything too, when I post it and everything.
And he's on Instagram too. So
okay.
At soulfoodbrand.com. It's just Soul Food Brand. Yeah, at Soul Food Brand. Again, SOLE.
Okay.
He is a writer as well. So he's written a couple books. He has one in the works.
Okay, bro. What's the name of the book?
The name of the book is going to be The Big House on Flavian. And so Shanika will appreciate this because they both are into this video game.
Oh,
that is almost like on some HBO Max type stuff.
I'm just so excited just to even talk about it. I think I'm gonna go play it.
Lord.
Yeah.
So it's called Red Dead Redemption 2. And, I indulge them both when they talk about this game because I'm just like, okay, whatever makes you happy. But the Big House on Flavian is going to be a collection of poems that was inspired by some of the events that take place in the game, as well as, I believe, like just culturally what's happening in our world now with hip hop. So the way his brain works is really, really interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I wish I was creative like that. So he thinks a lot.
Yes.
But he actually, he shares what he thinks with people. He's good at writing it. So yeah, that's what he's up to in his spare time. Which is crazy to say, but so yeah, that's his business.
That's good stuff. All right, y'all. So we're gonna please make sure that we go and support my girl and my bro. And as always, you know where to find me, Rad for Real Talk, on Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, RSS.com, was it Apple Podcasts, Pandora. So
my
yeah, I'm
everywhere.
Also, if you haven't gotten the book yet, Courage Under Fire, check that out. Amazon. I'll also share some links to that as well. And I have a website, mindfulmules.com, where I also do some private practice stuff. If anyone is interested in or needs some support or know someone that needs some support, please share. Shayna Simmons is also a therapist that who is amazing. She's been doing this for a minute as well. A very relatable, awesome therapist. You can also find her on Psychology Today as well. All right. So if you have questions about this, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can email radforrealtalk@gmail.com if you have any questions, and I'll make sure I share information for everyone. Also, lastly, TC Electric. I cannot forget that. The best electrical contracting company on this side of heaven. How about that? All right. Bringing you power with purpose. That's for my husband, BJ. All right. That was going for him. So just want to please y'all. We're out here just trying to live, trying to do right, trying to make a difference in this world. Let's love each other, continue to treat one another right, y'all. And we just want to say thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
And have a wonderful evening. PH.
Thank you for listening.
We got to do this again.
All right. Okay, we'll do it again.
Peace, y'all.